If you've been thinking about buying a home in Georgetown, Texas, now might be the window you've been waiting for. Right now, Georgetown is officially in a buyer's market. Inventory is high, prices are trending down, and buyers have more negotiating power than we've seen in years. In today's market update, I'll break down exactly what's happening with home prices, how much inventory is on the market, and why this shift could mean big opportunities for smart buyers. Before we jump in, I'm Rachel Bennett with Wildwood Realty, and if you're a buyer considering buying a home in Georgetown, Texas, we would love to help you create a plan. So feel free to shoot us a DM or use the link below to schedule an appointment so that we can have a consultation and help you create a plan specifically for you. All right, so let's take a look at our monthly market report. So we're in May. We're going to look back at the numbers from April 2025 in Georgetown. And just so we're on the same page, these are all resale homes in Georgetown, Texas. So not new construction, but just resale homes that sold in April. So our median sale price in Georgetown was $388,000, which is down about 1.8% year over year. So we've actually seen larger drops in previous months or even a year ago and further than that. So being down 1.8% is actually pretty good news as far as, us seeing those prices really start to stabilize, which is what we have been seeing. Closed sales was 74, so there were 74 homes sold in Georgetown in the month of April, which is down about 16.9% year over year. So we are seeing fewer buyers out in the market at this time. Months of inventory is 4.7. So we have seen that increase. If you haven't heard me talk about it before, I always say months of inventory means if we put no more homes on the market, how long would it take to sell through the inventory that we have? And typically when we have around 3.5 months or less, it's a pretty strong seller's market, or at the very least, it feels somewhat balanced. Once we really get to, above that 3.5 month mark in this area, it feels much more like a buyer's market. And at 4.7 months, we are very squarely in a buyer's market in Georgetown for sure. We had 171 new listings in the month of April, 366 active listings, and only 109 homes that actually went pending. So out of all of the new listings and the homes that were on the market, only 109 actually went pending. So we can see there were quite a few homes that continued to stay on the market waiting for a buyer. Homes took about 60 days to go under contract, and then home sellers had to come down on their price about 4.4% in order to get their home sold. That close to original list price ratio is right at 95.6%. And then I did think it'd be interesting to just kind of break down what each zip code in Georgetown looked like in the month of April. So we can see the most affordable place to buy a home is 78626 with a median sale price at $350,000. So if you are a first-time home buyer or really just someone looking to get the most bang for your buck in Georgetown, you're going to want to look at 78626 in order to find that more affordable home option. 78628 was the most expensive, the median sale price at $538,500. We can see that was up 4.6% year over year, which is positive news. And then over in 78633, the median sale price was right at $441,000. I'll let you guys take a look at the rest of this chart, but I did think it was just interesting to kind of break down what those median sale price and how the market is acting in each zip code. It is staying true, though, that there are fewer pending sales than active listings and even the new listings, and it's taking homes a little longer to sell now than it was a year ago. So what does this mean for you? If you're a buyer looking in Georgetown or even the surrounding area, you have choices. Home prices are down, and of course I don't have a crystal ball. I can't make any promises, but knowing that a lot of sellers are locked in at those lower interest rates and really are in a better financial position than we've seen in the past, it's probably safe to say that we're pretty close to the bottom, if not at the bottom. I really don't see home prices being able to come down much further than they are, and I think we're really going to see home prices start to really stabilize. And so homes are on sale. This is a great time for you to get a great deal on a home in Georgetown. And like I said, because so many homeowners are locked in at those lower rates and, are in a solid financial position, they're probably not going to necessarily come down on the price just a ton. Sometimes we see buyers coming out saying, hey, let's put in an offer that's 50 grand below asking price. And really, that's still not realistic, even though it's a buyer's market. But that doesn't mean that you can't negotiate, right? There's still room to negotiate. There's still room to ask for things, but you just want to be reasonable in those expectations and make sure you're coming to the table willing to negotiate with that seller. And sellers, for you, the automated valuations are probably not accurate. A lot of times when the market is shifting or changing, or we know that things are kind of fluid, those automated valuation models have a really difficult time keeping up with what your the market value of your home actually looks like. So if you're curious, definitely reach out to your trusted realtor to get the valuation of your home and to really talk through a plan, especially if you're considering selling your home in 2025. Pre-list prep is more important than ever. So just like we looked at, there's a lot of inventory out there. There's a lot of competition. So it's incredibly important if you're wanting top dollar for your home that you prepare your home and your listing so that it really attracts buyers through the door. They fall in love with your house and they want to make that offer. And it really puts a great first impression out there. Now, for the sellers who are like, you know what, I don't have the energy to do all of that, there's still an option for you. You can talk with a trusted professional who can help you create a plan in order to price your home effectively without putting all of the work in so that you can still get your home sold and still get as much money as possible, but at a price that will attract buyers through the door. And then last, be patient. Obviously, days on market has gone up, inventory has gone up. It's going to take a little bit of time for your home to sell. So don't get disheartened if it doesn't sell in the first weekend. Days on market are up. So it's going to take just a little bit longer, especially if your home is listed higher than where those median sale prices are, because there's just fewer buyers out looking in those higher price points. So for Williamson County in general, let's take a quick look at these numbers. So the median sale price in Williamson County was $435,000 for the month of April. That was actually up 1.1%. So like I said, we're really starting to see those prices kind of stabilize. Closed sales was 817, which was down about 18.5% year over year. So again, fewer buyers, fewer closings as far as we're seeing. Months of inventory is 4.8. So again, strong buyer's market. There's a lot of inventory out there. You can see the number of listings holds the same trend that we saw over in Georgetown. So those pending sales are only at 1,041. And we had 1,700 new listings, 3,800 active listings. So the number of homes actually going under contract is quite a bit less than the new listings and the active listings that are out there. In the county in general, it's taking about 74 days for homes to go under contract. And then that close to original list price ratio is right at about 94.9%. So home sellers are having to come down about 5% off that original list price in order to get their home sold. And then I did just want to take a quick look at other cities in the county just to get an idea of what it looks like across the board. So in Liberty Hill, we're still seeing Liberty Hill having the highest median sale price at $565,000, but also the highest months of inventory at 7.6 months. We can see that if you're looking for your most affordable options in Williamson County, Hutto and Leander are probably a good spot for you, or even over in Jarrell. Now, Jarrell didn't actually have enough resale data for us to make solid inferences from it. So we did use new construction homes as the number in Jarrell, as really that's what's making up a large portion of the market over in Jarrell right now. So for new construction homes, they had a median sale price at right about $265,000. There are 39 active listings on the market. Of course, not all builders put their inventory in the MLS, so there's probably more than that actually out there. And there are about 8.8 months of inventory over in Jarrell. So if you're a first-time home buyer or really just somebody looking to get the most affordable option in Williamson County, Jarrell is probably a really great option for you to be considering. And besides that, looking over in Hutto for sure. Hutto had a median sale price at $330,000. Was pretty interesting to see Taylor's median sale price increase quite a bit from where it was a year ago. Even 7-8 months ago, we saw the median sale price in Taylor and Hutto were pretty similar, and now we can see that's quite a bit higher over in Taylor. Of course, We know that Samsung is going in. There's a university being built over there. There's all kinds of things happening in Taylor that are leading to some excitement and leading to those home prices going up over in that area. Interest rates are staying stubbornly high. So this is looking at the last 5 years. Of course, we know in 2020 and 2021, we had historically low interest rates, and then they really started to spike in 2022, and they've really just stayed put. We can see in just about a week ago, it was 7.76% was the average 30-year fixed mortgage rate. And so interest rates are staying stubbornly high, which is what's leading a lot of buyers to go look at new construction options. A lot of builders are putting interest rate incentives out there in order to help get buyers through the door and help combat that affordability. Because interest rates are so high, that is one of the things that's really difficult and why it's so difficult for homes to sell right now. There's just not as many buyers that can afford those mortgage payments with interest rates where they're at today. So what should you take away from all of this? Inventory has increased significantly across Williamson County. So a year ago, we knew we had high inventory. Here we are a year later with even higher levels of inventory and fewer buyers in the market. Like we said, Liberty Hill still has the highest median sale price and the highest months of inventory in the county. Hutto and Gerald have some of the most affordable options as far as homes are concerned. So sellers, if your home is listed above the median sale price, you should expect that it's going to take longer to sell your home. And there's more competition out there. There's fewer buyers that can actually afford those higher home prices. So it's definitely something you're going to want to take into consideration and make sure you're accounting for that in the time that you think it's going to take for your home to sell and the ways that you prepare your home in order to attract buyers through the door. And buyers, we are seeing high levels of inventory. We've seen home prices come down. We're really starting to see them stabilize. So this is a really good time for you to jump into the market. If you've been waiting, now's your time. Since I got into this industry in 2017, every single year, buyers, there's always some reason that buyers want to wait. They want to wait for prices to come down, or they want to wait for interest rates to come down, or they want to wait for something to be more affordable. And every single year, it's just gotten more expensive, and those monthly payments have gotten more expensive. Home prices have finally come down, but interest rates are higher, which means that it's less affordable than it used to be. And so it's, if buying a home is your goal, then it's definitely important that you sit down and you make a plan so that you can achieve that goal, because we've only seen it become less affordable and we've only seen it become less affordable over time. So you want to make sure that you jump on the opportunity that we have in the market right now. So if you're a buyer and you'd like a no obligation consultation, you want somebody to sit down with you and help you create a plan so that you can reach that goal of home ownership, we would love to talk with you. You can use the link down below or shoot us a DM and we'll get an appointment scheduled for you. And then last here, if rates do go down, we do expect to see an increase in buyer activity. Home prices have come down. The only other thing we need to get a lot of buyers out into the market is for interest rates to come down. So right now, we don't expect that to happen. They've stayed kind of steady where they're at, and that's really the expectation for now. But it is important to know that if they do come down, you're going to see buyer activity pick up. We'll probably see home prices kind of go up from there. And so this is the opportunity that's kind of the calm in the market. Buyers just have a ton of opportunity to jump out and get a great deal on it. If you have questions, if you want to create a plan, if you want to talk through any of these ideas, you're unsure, we would love to sit down and talk with you. We're always happy to be a resource. We want to be helpful if you just have real estate questions in general. If you want to create a plan, whatever your situation is, we would love to talk with you and help you move forward with those real estate goals. So feel free to use this QR code or shoot us an email, team@wildwoodgtx. You can connect with us on Instagram or Facebook. We're all over the place. So feel free to reach out or schedule an appointment, and we'd love to talk with you. So hopefully you guys found this helpful. If you have questions or comments, definitely leave us comments down below, and we hope to talk to you soon. Have an amazing day. Bye, y'all.